So yeah, like America almost went fascist in the 30s. Like there was, like a lot of the huge corporations were run by fascists. Geez, who was it? Ford was designing the tanks for Nazi Germany.
Get the fuck out! I didn't know that.
Yeah, the banking system there was a lot of fascists in the banking system. Even like in Elgin, like the bank in Elgin has the symbol of the fascismo.
Yeah, duh.
It's where the fascist symbol comes from.
And the building.
Yeah, that was built in 1929. So.
Okay.
So I mean, it's and then Smedley Butler, who was I think the most medal winning person in U.S. history. Like it's like he's won more medals than anybody else. And
Smedley
Butler
was the name of the guy. Unfortunate name.
Well, yeah. And he had been like a general and all that stuff. They actually, it was a coup where all of these super high up guys approached him and told him that they wanted him to lead a military that he was going to run. It was going to be a paramilitary unit, and they were going to take over America. And Smedley Butler told them all to fucking pound sand. He actually went to Congress and said, he named names and everybody that was there.
Get the fuck out.
And absolutely nothing happened. Like Congress heard him. They said, yeah, it happened. And nothing happened. Like J.P. Morgan was one of the people that was doing it. I think, George Prescott Bush, George Bush's grandpa.
Yeah.
He was one of them. So America almost went all full that way in the 1930s. And it wasn't until we got drug into the war that, being a fascist all of a sudden became bad. And then all the fascists had to hide into the nooks and crannies.
Ain't that funny?
Yeah. And it wasn't like an area, so to speak. It was people that were like way high up in power.
Of course it's people in high power.
So
these are the people who want that shit. These are the people who profit off of that shit.
But like I was telling you before, we can only look at the theater and see what was done during World War II when fascism really started rearing its head and say aha, this is how it's done, when you don't really know how it's going to happen now, And I wonder, I think a lot of the people see in the way that a lot of the people that were running Russia were able to have an oligarchy. And I think that's really what they want.
That's what's happening here.
Well, they're trying.
Oh, dude, argue with me, debate me on this. How are we not going into an oligarchy on January 20th?
Well, I mean, all the industries aren't completely run by all these people yet, but they're not.
But the hierarchy.
But there are multiple billionaires that are running all the things. But
there you go.
Right now, as of now, they're all supposed to leave in 4 years. So we'll see how that plays out.
I'm putting this on record. I honestly don't believe they will leave in 4 years. I don't see it happening. I see two things being a heavy possibility. One, the obvious thing is a sitting president during war is not ejected, correct?
Say that again?
A sitting president during wartime is not taken out of office.
That's incorrect.
Is it not? I thought there was, I remember reading something.
Roosevelt was elected 3 times,
right?
But the Republican Party made sure that you can't have a president run for a 3rd term.
However,
no, you can't.
That's an amendment, correct?
Yeah, everything would have to be undone to do it.
Right.
You'd have to somehow get a majority of Congress to vote for it.
Which the majority of Congress is MAGA.
No. It'd have to be like a super majority.
Okay.
To make those amendments.
And everyone who doesn't succumb to money can succumb to violence.
Now, if they did something like where, I don't know, like what happened in South Korea.
Yeah.
In South Korea.
Yeah.
So, if they say it's like some sort of emergency and like all the I mean, he did say like Democrats are the enemy within, liberals are the enemy within. We have to root them out. He was using he
used those words.
Yeah, he was using fascist language. You know, they actually had in the 1930s they had a huge Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden.
Get the fuck out!
Do you remember where Trump's last big rally was before everything went? Madison Square Garden.
Dude, okay. Before I go off on another tangent, he is following Hitler's book to a fucking T. If you are interested, I have created a couple Google Docs that line so much up, and I can take you through everything. It's really unnerving to see the similarities. Like, he's not trying to win over a populace by his own design. He's literally looking at someone else's Chat GPT fucking, how do I do this? And fucking is just filling in the dots.
Yeah. But again, like, is he doing this because he knows it pisses people off? Is he doing this because his base actually wants that? I mean, that's the thing that really grosses me out.
The base grosses me out because they are having, they like Trump because liking him is allowing them to be these racist, misogynistic pieces of shit that they've always been, and now they're being told it's okay to be that way. That's why they like them. One of the fucking reasons. But it's a fucking cult, man. It's a fucking cult. When I saw people wearing Tampax on the side of their fucking heads at his rallies.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking crazy.
I honestly thought it was a joke. I thought it was an onion piece.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the dear leader who can never be wrong, and you know the bar keeps moving, and if you're not getting what you want, it's your fault, not their fault. Like, those are like pretty like culty things.
It's very like. Did you ever see the documentary Brainwashing of My Father?
Yes.
Great fucking piece. Anyone listening, please fucking go watch it.
So mostly about Fox News.
Yeah. It's about right wing media. You know, like Rush
Fox
Limbaugh
News is like watered down stuff now.
Saw that. I actually watched some of it on YouTube. I'm like, where'd your piss and vinegar go, you little bitch? Which, by the way, the fact that he's putting people in these fucking... I'm sorry, I don't want this whole episode to be just about, like, you know, us bitching about the politics. However, we haven't had a proper
June
good
21st, I looked it up, was like when the last one was posted. It was the longest... It was funny, the last time we spoke, it was the longest day of the year. Now
get the fuck out. And now we're almost at summer solstice.
And now we're almost at the winter solstice.
Yeah, sorry. At winter solstice. We're literally like 7 days away or 8 days away. Like,
but it's getting dark,
11th.
but it's only going to get brighter.
See, I don't like that. I like the metaphor you're saying. I like the vision of what you just said to be something that's very...
You just want to see it from your basement?
I just want to see it from the basement. I like the dark, man. This is the only time of the year that I actually feel happy.
I would really enjoy, like, in the same way that you and I have done like movies and stuff together. I think it would be really fun for you and I to sit down and just design your house.
What do you mean design my house?
Well, I do have something against like designing other people's homes. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think that houses. I am not a residential architect.
Yeah.
I think that houses are easy and you should be able to do it yourself. It's like a real, very specific thing, right?
Okay.
But you're such an odd duck that I think it would be a lot of fun to do your house. I think I could actually get something really out of the box by just like giving you what you want.
Ooh. I've had ideas. A lot of hidden passages.
If I could do it and somehow make it code, or maybe we'll break the rules if we have to. But I think if we like,
John, you can't live inside my head and stay up to code.
Where would you want to live? Would you like? We want it to be in Japan, or
no? So Japan is like that dream, right? Granted, I haven't gone yet, but I'm on enough subreddits where it's like Japan life, like expatriate Japan life. Mm-hmm. and they say, yeah, that shit wears off pretty quick. And some people fucking love it, but some people are like, yeah, you are constantly getting a face full of racism everywhere you go.
Being a white ape.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, the architecture in Japan is like very, very, yeah, it moves a bunch. It's literally designed to fall apart easy because it's easy to build again.
Right.
And there's just empty homes all over the place.
Oh my God. I watched a YouTube video about this where like this old ass apartment complex where there were cubes.
Yeah.
And they were designed to like take the cube out and replace it with another cube if someone wanted to like buy it and move with it.
Okay. I can actually tell you about that.
Do it for real?
Okay. So that's called metabolic architecture.
Okay.
Metabolic architecture took off huge in Japan. They loved the idea. No, they ended up, there was some conference that they had where it was they used to have like all these like big design things where like they'll have a big exposition and to kind of share ideas, and then people from all over the world, they don't really do it as much anymore. But the idea of it was from a building in Chicago, where it came from. It's like one of the few places where metabolic architecture, at least like in the form that it was in America.
Okay.
And that's the the towers in Chicago.
Towers.
What are the name of the
This
towers?
is where I would normally make a joke, but
Where's the towers?
it's December 2024. There are no jokes.
Is it the Marina Towers?
Oh, I know the name. I'm
gonna show you real
not
quick.
as familiar with Chicago as I should be.
You've seen this on the skyline. Hold on.
Dude, yeah. I spent enough time fucking filming the skyline.
Yeah, these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
so-
God, I love that building.
Okay, yeah. So this was it was a mid-century modern idea where it was supposed to be like, it was originally supposed to be kind of like an idea of like this plug and play.
Okay.
They didn't have that.
I used to call it the record tower.
But you can kind of see, so the whole bottom part is all parking, which was like a really new idea at the time. It's all parking at the bottom, and then a place to work is at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And then everybody was supposed to be up top.
Okay.
And like the metabolic architecture there, they literally had like the pill building in Japan is the big one. But I think it was like I want to say like 1963 was when they ended up having the exposition. But yeah, there are Chicago roots to that particular.
That's
style
really
in
cool.
Tokyo.
That's really cool. So yeah, I don't want to live in Japan. That's what this all boils down to.
Yeah. Well, then I think it'd be cool to like
Canada.
you just
Maybe
like
northern Canada.
No, you pick a site. We'll just pick a site, and I'll do my best to kind of get like what the grade and terrain is, and we'll just pick like whatever the square footage of your current home is. Or no, you just tell me what you need. We'll do a program.
There we go.
We'll tell me what you need. We'll build a program, and then we'll just start throwing spaces together, and I'll give you some cross sections and everything. You literally, if you want to, you just put it up on your walls like artwork of your
Is money an
your dream
option?
home. No, let's just make it unlimited for
Oh
you.
my God, then I have so many ideas.
Yeah, you just do unlimited.
Ugh.
Well, what would you want?
John, you don't have this much time.
I know. Well, it can happen eventually. No, if you go here, and like a lot of it can just go off of just like quick little things.
Yeah, but you're thinking like I want like a 3-level house.
What do you want?
I want subterranean.
Oh, I knew this already.
Yeah,
I already know.
But I also want like, fuck. I have these dreams, right? I have these dreams of impossible architecture all the fucking time.
Okay.
Like things that cannot physically exist. And I kind of want to live in that. I kind of want to live like,
Well, what do you want?
I want multiple basements.
That's possible.
Like keep going down,
That's
going
possible.
down. Yeah.
It's a huge problem in the UK. Because people can't build up. People build down in London.
I thought they couldn't because of the ground.
Well, but the thing is, they do. They have like super basements there. They have like 5-story underground
Oh,
basements.
see, that's cool.
They're huge. You can't like go. And they have like these really small lots. So yeah, they're like mega subterranean.
So that's cool. But
Hard part is you need ventilation. That's the hard part. And like trying to figure out clever ways on how to get ventilation down there. And you need to have some sort of light. So like light wells in your case would be
Okay.
would be what you would want.
I have to ask this because I started doing this a lot in my business too. Are you doing this as like a thought exercise? Like you actually enjoy the idea of like, hit me with what you want. I'm going to figure out how it can be done.
Yes, because you are such an odd duck. I think it would be fun to do yours. Like for a lot of other people, it's like, you want, like if I asked a child to draw a house, like you want exactly that. And I don't think that's what I'm going to get out of you.
Well,
I want a house put in the ground and I live with trolls.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that now because that's the last thing you need on your fucking plate.
What besides like, I guess like typical housing needs were like, you know, there's like some sort of entry, like in your typical home, you're going to have like a place to park.
Why?
Okay. Well, I'm saying in a typical home, you have a place to park.
You have atypical.
You have some sort of entry foyer.
Okay.
You'll have like a living room space, like a gathering area, one or more.
Which is interesting because the gathering area is like universally proclaimed as the kitchen.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is a gathering area, probably like in the like early 1900s. Like there was an idea where like they broke down all the archetypes of what space is, and the hearth was supposed to be the center of the home, the fireplace.
Is that why it's called a hearth, and they just added an L and an H to a heart?
Hearth. No,
Hearth.
I think I said it wrong.
Okay, but
they call it hearth and home.
It's still a heart.
I don't know the etymology of it. I listened to a really awesome, but like if you want to know like the history of all spaces,
oh God,
there's a book that I listened to.
That's why I have you.
It's Bill Bryson. You know who Bill Bryson is? He's wrote the book of like the life universe and like everything, or like it's essentially he wrote a book about everything. He like sums up from the Big Bang all the way till now.
Okay, I totally fucking lied. That sounds awesome. I'm adding that to my list.
So the Bill Bryson's the history of everything. Very entertaining. He did one specifically about the home, and he uses his own home as kind of like a reference when he'll literally walk you from room to room, and he'll be like, this is your kitchen. And he'll literally start of like how kitchens originally were like hallways, and he'll tell you about like furniture where you have your, like how furniture was originally the place where they originally all started. It was one room, right? And it was your hall. And like now halls are like just hallways, but like originally it was all just a hall, and it was just a big room, and there was a fireplace in the middle, and like around the fireplace, like you can kind of see like the components of like how a house came from just this one room by like all the things that they did in this one original room.
Okay.
Like the kitchen came from where the fireplace was, and like the raised area where like the nobility would sit like a little bit higher up off the ground. Like they would sit in the chair. That's like, you know, you have, like when you did your thesis and they chaired your thesis.
Yeah, right.
There was your chair because it was a place of honor.
I get that.
And like your dresser drawer, like when you put like salad dressing on.
No shit.
And your dresser drawer, that's where they kept plates.
Get the fuck
out. The things to dress up your food, your dressing and your dress and all that stuff all kind of came. So where your clothes were and like where the food was at one time overlapped.
I think that's fucking cool. I'm really into Chat GPT, by the way.
Okay.
Like ridiculously so. And I asked it the other day, and I'm not going to be able to find it right here, but I basically asked, like, give me a list of words and things where the meaning of the word has changed over time.
Okay.
And it was remarkable. Like, there was so much shit on there that I had no fucking idea. And again, like, this would be way more interesting, you know, if we like prepared things ahead of time, but we don't do that.
Well, I'm in the middle of a book right now.
What's the book?
It's just called Debt.
Debt?
Debt. And it is it's an anthropologist writing a history of debt. And it is probably like a top 5 of the most absolutely fascinating things I've
Is
ever
it good?
read. It is incredible. And he does just that, where he talks about like what debt is in multiple different civilizations over like the past 5,000 years, and how much debt, when you want to talk about like etymology of what debt is, like sin, like there's so many things to religion that all have to do with like what you owe. It is crazy how much a debt has to do with almost every single like major religion in the world. All has something to do with you owing something and getting something. Like when Jesus died for the cross, he died for your sins. Like he was like literally like he was clearing the debt for the world. I mean, it's crazy. It is incredible. They were talking about how the debt system on, like, they talk about life debt, they talk about religion debt, they talk about like actual money debt, but like the idea of like if somebody dies, like only like a life can pay for a life, and how different societies in like Western Africa like saw life as like a form of debt, and how when you would get married, how like it's like this training of lives, and how, you know, essentially like how it was this tradition was formed to where like we would call it slavery, but it wasn't. It was just like a totally different way on how they just did the mathematics for debt, and how that tradition was exploited by